So you want to go to China and you want to be as prepared as possible. And now you have the question, how do I actually pay in China? Well, this can seem like a weird question if you think about it in any other country, but in China it's a very good question because Chinese people don't pay with cash or card like we do in the West. I mean, okay, cash is out, but you know what I mean? They pay with something called phone payment apps. And there are two main ones you really need to know about. The first one is Alipay. And the reason I start with Alipay is because this is the one foreigners mostly use in China because it's very easy to set up for foreigners. You don't need a Chinese phone number or have struggles with authorizing yourself like with other payment apps. And this is the one I have been using in China 99% of the time. So with Alipay, you just have to create an account and it's very easy for you to connect your card to your Alipay. I have a video up here of me setting up connecting my card to Alipay myself. So check this one out if you want to know how to do that. And how this works is that every time you go to buy something in China, you either scan their QR code with the app, Alipay app, or they scan your QR code and voila, it's done.
You see, in China, it's so convenient. Everything is digital. You just pay by scanning the QR code and that's it.
So it's actually really simple. I know it can be a little bit scary the first time, not knowing will it go through, like will the payment go through? But I had no problems with it. Alipay worked for me right away after I connected my foreign bank card. And now you can actually also just tap your phone.
So I don't need to scan.
Nice. But I said there were two main payment apps and the other one is WeChat Pay. So WeChat Pay is a payment app many Chinese people use. This is really easy for Chinese people to set up because they have, they can authorize themselves, they have a Chinese phone number. I also set up WeChat Pay just in case. There could be some very few moments where you realize they only have a QR code for WeChat Pay, or I think one time when I tried to pay with Alipay, it didn't work. That's why I said 99% of the time I used Alipay, and like 1% of the time, like just 2 times or something, I have used WeChat Pay in those cases. The thing is that WeChat can be a little bit more difficult to set up as a foreigner. I managed and I can use WeChat Pay, but this one is, I would say, just a secondary thing. Like, just use Alipay. Like, if you're a foreigner, that's gonna work very good for you. But again, I have that same video showing you how I connected my card to WeChat Pay. But first you have to set up WeChat, which some can find a little bit difficult. One thing you're gonna keep in mind is that it says on Alipay and WeChat Pay that you can like send money and receive money to friends, but this is something that's not really gonna be available unless you have a Chinese phone number or you are Chinese. So just keep that in mind, that if, for an example, you have a friend that pays for you in China and you think you can just send them money, it's not gonna be that easy. With that said, if you are in the situation where WeChat Pay and Alipay is not working at all, remember this: even though people don't use cash in China anymore, they are obligated by law to accept your cash. So if you are in the situation where you have to use cash, that's okay. And people have told me that you can also use credit cards, but this is not something I have tried myself. I have never actually tried to use my card in China because Alipay has worked phenomenally for me, and I have never used cash in China as well, actually, as a fun fact. I have only given a friend cash because, like I said earlier, they paid for me and I thought I could send them money, but I couldn't. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below. It's really easy if you just set it up correctly, and your China journey will be amazing. See you in the next one and have an amazing trip to China. You will love it. Take it from me. 再见. See you in the next one.